Got action in the Sun Belt tonight, college football action. For that, let's bring in Mike Bernard from OTM Sports. Mike, how are you this morning?
I'm doing well, Coach. How about yourself?
Doing fantastic. Again, Sun Belt. Usually, we usually talk about the MAC action on Wednesday night, but maybe that's going to start later on. But tonight, Sun Belt's going to take spotlight. Now, we say Louisiana at Marshall, and I hope, and that's correct, I guess. But now, just in my lifetime, it's been Southwestern Institute of Liberal and Technical Learning. It's been the University of Southwestern Louisiana. It's what it was when I coached against them. It's been the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. It's been the University of Louisiana, or sometimes as they're kind of going by now, just plain old Louisiana. Well, they're going to West Virginia to take over Marshall, who's always been Marshall, and they're doing that tonight. The Speaking of the herd, of course they had that notable win up at Notre Dame early in the season, but they also have a couple of questionable losses to Troy and Bowling Green. And again, not knocking Troy and Bowling Green, but when you beat Notre Dame, you should be able to beat Troy and should be
Right.
able to beat Bowling Green. The Cajuns of Louisiana, they're we kind of laugh at their chili pepper mascot and that type stuff, but listen, they have a great history in football. Probably the one that comes to mind for me, Brian Mitchell, that played for
Yeah.
the Redskins and the Eagles and Giants, and has got a chance to get into the Hall of Fame one day. He's been nominated, and I think he's up for nomination this year to be in the NFL Hall of Fame. But anyway, they've got an outstanding history. They're the defending Sun Belt champs, but right now they're struggling a bit. They've lost three straight.
Yeah. At one point, I think they had come into this year on a 15 or 17 game win streak. And going back, like you and I always do, is go back in the history. I remember Brian Mitchell playing quarterback. Of course, he was a great punt returner and utility guy in the NFL. But I remember him playing quarterback, and he actually dominated Alabama and some other big teams in his career there. But again, they're now officially the University of Louisiana Raging Cajuns, and we'll until we're otherwise noted. But they've lost three in a row. They're the Sun Belt defending champions. Their losses, South Alabama, no shame in that. They're really good. But La Monroe and Rice is, I mean, when Napier left for Gainesville, their quarterback, Levi Lewis, he graduated, and they've really struggled.
Yeah, Billy Napier was there for several years, turned down jobs, and finally took the Florida job. I don't think it's any coincidence that he left last year, whether it been for Florida or somewhere else. Listen, coaches know. Coaches know what they've got coming back. They don't lie to themselves. They may lie to the media, they may lie to the team, they might lie to boosters, but they don't lie to themselves. And I think Billy Napier, again, it was a great opportunity for him, but he knew he was getting out while the getting was good.
Yeah. Well, one thing he has to learn real quick is when you're going to coach at the Power Five level and at Florida, you don't go for two when you're up when you cut the score to 11.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Well,
he'll learn. He'll either learn or he'll be out like these other coaches.
yeah, he will learn one way or the other. That's what we can say about that. Uh, what makes this game so special, Mike? Just the fact that it's the only one in town tonight.
That's right. It's a standalone game. It's and look, kudos to the Sun Belt. We've said it since 2015. The Sun Belt, the MAC, Conference USA, occasionally they have these standalone games. It is the best thing they can do because if you look at this game, and if it was on a full Saturday card, I wouldn't spend much time handicapping the game. But since it's a standalone game on a Wednesday night, after delving into the numbers, you look at it, the under is 15, 5-1, the last 21 games that Louisiana's played in the month of October. Their last 55 conference games, the under is 39, 15-1. In Marshall, they're also an under team. 6 of their last 7 home games stayed under. I'm going to pass on the side, but I'm going to play this game to stay under the total.
Mike, we've got inside the numbers coming up on Friday, as always. What games are you you're looking at right now? Anything? Of course, we know that Alabama, Tennessee's there. We know that Michigan, Penn State's there. We know that USC and Utah is in the mix. But anything else that intrigues you right now that we may be taking a look at on Inside the Numbers?
Maybe TCU, Oklahoma State. That's a good matchup there. I believe Oklahoma State's going to be a big public dog, so we'll have to handicap that situation. You mentioned USC, Utah, right?
Yes.
Yep, that's good. That's another public situation where Utah's laying 3.5 or 4 against undefeated USC. The public's going to be on them. We're going to have to figure that one out. Another game, coach, in Arkansas is at Brigham Young on Saturday. A bit unusual to have that type of interconference matchup this late in the year.
Yeah, that was a weird scheduling situation that allowed Arkansas to take advantage of that trip. And to me, I think this is a tipping point game for both of these programs as far as the season goes. Arkansas has lost 3 straight, and I don't know if they're still anguishing over that missed field goal there at the end of the Texas A&M game or not. BYU has gone on the road and has not played very well. For them, they're back at home. But I would dare say that Arkansas is, as far as from a talent standpoint, one of the top 2 teams that they've had to play this year. And KJ Jefferson is expected to be back on Saturday night.
Yeah, they're going to need him. And I'm telling you, this game is in the running for my pick of the week that we'll have on Friday. And look, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe because the picks of the week, coaches are 4-1. Mine's 4-1. We lost 1 week. We went 0-2. All the other weeks we went 2-0. Of course, there's no guarantees, but we're doing really well on those. So make sure to subscribe so you get those free picks and watch on Friday. But that Arkansas Brigham Young game right now, I'm leaning towards Brigham Young, and it may be it's in consideration for sure because that's a long trip, and Arkansas has had 3 grueling games in a row.
Yeah, Mike, you'll be back with us Friday for Inside the Numbers at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central Time. And if you don't catch us live, it will be up on the YouTube channel shortly thereafter, and you can catch it anytime that you would like. Mike Bernard from OTM Sports. And Mike, appreciate your time as always, and we'll talk to you again Friday.
Yep, glad to be here. See you then.